While we won't technically be in the age of Aquarius for another 100 years, we do, however, have an Aquarius full moon. So let's get right into it. So we've got the Aquarius full moon is going down at 9 degrees of Aquarius. This is happening on August 1st of 2023 at 2:31 p.m. Eastern time. So adjust for your time zones. So the full moon is always going to bring a lot of things to light, and it always amplifies the energy. So this is going to be a time, Aquarius, this may be a very social full moon where you're feeling inspired to gather with other people and share in conversations and social get-togethers, because it is Leo season after all. And so there are some things that Aquarius and Leo share in common, and some of those things do involve sharing space with other people and sharing in conversation. But Aquarius is also the balance, the opposite force of what Leo season is about. And Leo season is all about being seen, shining authentically, sharing your love, receiving the love. It's all about affection and appreciation and turning up the boldness, basically, in the way that you express yourself in all ways, the way that you dress, the way that you share your appreciation, and all of that. But the Aquarius energy is also an opposing and balancing force to Leo, the side of ourselves that wants to be lovable and accepted no matter what. That's something that Leo really thrives on, is being received by other people. And for Aquarius, it's kind of like the daring quality to be unlovable in a way. Not that every Aquarius wants to be unlovable. That's not true at all. But the energy of daring to be different and saying, well, I don't really care if people accept me or not. So the Aquarius energy coming in here on this full moon may sort of inspire us to deviate from the pack a little bit. And while Leo is all about encouraging us to be authentic, Aquarius is sort of that energy that says, I can be authentic, but I can also just not care who approves of me and who sees me. So this full moon is going to be ruled by Saturn. And Saturn's in Pisces. So there's definitely something sort of melancholic. There may be something kind of heavy around some of these feelings of being like an outsider, or where I feel like I fit in, where my people at, is maybe what the Aquarius full moon is really highlighting for us, is who are my people? Where do I feel the warmth of Leo season? Where do I feel that warmth and acceptance? And, where can I just be the weirdo that I am and still get that from others? But there may be like a little bit of an emotionality there with Saturn and Pisces, a heaviness of maybe feeling like, maybe how do I gain a sense of love and unconditional acceptance in a group? How can I fully be myself, and how can I have that? So yeah, there may be some sort of heaviness coming in from that Saturn in Pisces somewhere. And there may also just be this sense of like, man, we've really been through it together. And that sort of like deep love and appreciation that Pisces can have as well. But yeah, Saturn in Pisces, that can be a little bit of a weighted blanket. There can be a little bit of self-doubt coming in from there. There can be a little bit of hopelessness. Will I ever find that sense of connection in a group? Will I ever find that sense of feeling loved unconditionally? So there can be a little bit of that coming in from Saturn in Pisces too. There can be a little bit of seriousness coming in there. And Saturn is opposite Mercury. So let's go ahead and talk about that aspect here. So yeah, Mercury is in an exact opposition from Saturn. And so we'll be feeling that aspect right on top of this full moon in Aquarius. So there may be a problem-solving energy that we're working with here, something that brings us down to earth, and we need to face a very real issue in our lives, something that we need to work around. And so maybe that is sort of playing into the group dynamic of the Aquarius full moon, or the need to kind of go it alone sometimes. yeah, like I feel like this energy has like a, like I don't want to bring the vibe down, but I just need to be real for a moment kind of energy. And yeah, so maybe that's coming up for you in a way, whether it's for you personally or in the peripheral, in the group dynamic somehow. But yeah, Mercury opposite Saturn, Mercury and Virgo opposite Saturn, that can be the need to problem solve. And yeah, also the need to have a plan, but to also trust the process. So we can't control the outcome of every single thing, but we can have a plan. We can be prepared. Not everyone's going to be receptive to that plan all the time. That plan, no matter how soundly it figures out on paper, it may just not work out with the way that the currents are moving in the world around us. So that those are some of the struggles of an opposition like this. Just know that not all is perfect. And no matter how secure the plan is, you can't plan for everything. And the world isn't always going to be ready for your plan either. And sometimes you can't have a plan. And so that's kind of like what the Saturn in Pisces is saying, is that like, maybe there isn't a solution for this, but Mercury and Virgo is trying to find one. So yeah, it seems like there's a lot of Saturnian energy coming in around this full moon. Saturn does rule the full moon. So the need to be a problem solver, the need to sort of like face some sort of hard truths, but that's also in conjunction with Leo season of wanting to just be real. So maybe there's something we just need to be real about here. And yeah, it just is what it is. So there is also a square with Jupiter here under this full moon. So there can be a tendency to overdo a little bit, just kind of planning too much or putting too much on your plate or setting the expectation too high. So yeah, just do look out for that a little bit. But that's a little bit about the Aquarius full moon. And that was your astrology shot of the day. And I'll catch you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Timing with Transits, my 11-week mentorship in Predictive Technique begins on September 21st. We're covering transits, we're covering perfections. We've got a blend of live and pre-recorded tutorials and ongoing support throughout the program. So if you want more information on that or you want to snag that early bird rate, head to my website, katherineurban.com.